me? Can you see me? I think my mic's on my wrist. Can you hear me better here? So, I found the ball bearings. Is that what you're thinking about? Well, if I can get this back together, I will. Oh yeah. So this wire here, you know, there's a little pot right here, right there. It doesn't focus, but anyway, when I do this on the yoke, it moves that. And I think this wire had a section in it that's bad. So anyway, I cut it out, and now, like if I, can you see that? Yeah. So this appears to not go berserk now. So, okay. I'm gonna put some extra ball bearings inside here. You can let your grandson know that these are the best ball bearings ever. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Bye.
And a very happy Thursday evening, everyone. I owe you an apology to start out. I'm so sorry. I had my times messed up. I could have swore it said 8 o'clock Eastern for the start of this Tower Thursday event, as they're calling it. But that's okay. We get it figured out eventually. Just happy to have you along. Honestly, it seems like it's been a long time since I flew back on all the way on Monday, right? And so it's good to be back. Been a while since I've been in the 182. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a message here, like new condition, but I should use cam guard if I'm going to let it sit for long periods of time. Sure enough, that's not unexpected. Let's see if I remember all the different commands here. All right, I don't need to have completely full tanks. It's a 2-hour flight today, so I think that looks pretty good. Just me, nobody else in the Skylane today, and that's all right too. So let's see if I remember here. I need to do. I'm trying to remember where is the walk around here? Holy cow! It's been too long. I am so sorry, Mr. Cessna 182. Been way too long. So while I do the walk around, let me tell you what we have going on here. We are going to be flying VFR tonight in California. We're going to be doing it's the Tower Thursday event, and so I think if I understand correctly, that's it's an event that the folks are putting together to give maybe some of the newer controllers a little bit of experience. I don't know, but I've always had great luck out here with the controllers. So new or veteran, it doesn't matter to me. It's a great place to fly, and I am excited to have a kind of a rare Thursday event, but definitely looking forward to tonight. Just about done here, taking the tie downs, checking the tubes, making sure we have no blockage, the fuel vents, chocks out, all that good stuff here. I missed a tie down, didn't I? I need to probably make sure I get that off of there. Let's check the fuel. Oh, that looks nice and clear, no floaties. And the fuel quantity again, pretty well full, almost all the way up there. Nothing blocking the static source. Check some more fuel. That looks good. Propeller, no damage to speak of, which is surprising how much I beat this bird up. But you can see a few bug splatters and things like that. Nothing blocking the air inlets. Let's check the oil here. Yep, nice light brown color, nice and full. Again, nothing blocking our static opening. Fuel quantity in the left wing. That looks like what it should. And yep, that looks good as far as clarity. Color chocks off. Tires looking good. There we go. Take that tie down off. Check the stall vane. That looks good. Nothing blocking that guy. Just about there. Checking all these connections, and that's nice and tight. Those all look good. All right, we're back. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, let me tell you, or let me show you better than tell you what we're doing. So we are in Monterey, California right now, and we are going to be flying VFR northbound into Sacramento Executive. Sacramento Executive, Sierra Alpha Charlie, is one of the featured airports tonight, so we should have some good control. I would say top to bottom controllers there. But I want to fly from Monterey down here because, well, two reasons. Number one, I want to progress up the coastline because this is really a beautiful part of the P3D world. Thank you, Orbix Northern California, for that. And I want to just have a nice sunset route up the coast. But the other thing I want to do is I want to make a VFR transition through a very busy airspace. I did this a while back down in Los Angeles. I don't even remember what the transition was, but I transitioned through LAX, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We are going to be requesting the Coastline VFR transition northbound, and it's pretty straightforward. You essentially, you need to stay below 3,000 feet unless you're told otherwise. But we'll be down here, Monterey, which is down here. We'll be coming up to kind of our entry point here, VPSAN. Then we head up the coast to, this is Half Moon Bay, and then fairly well north, and hopefully we'll get a nice view of San Francisco International, and then the Golden Gate Bridge, and onward and onward and upward and upward, and really truly we should be looking at this as kind of part of our route. But that's, yeah, we'll be pretty close to that, and then onward and upward to Novato Nos Field, and then at that point we will be clear of the San Francisco class Bravo, and we'll start making our way eastbound. I've picked the airfields as the waypoints for us because, well, two reasons. Number one, Orbix is, while it's nice in P3D, it still doesn't do a great job of modeling the scenery. It's not quite 100% VFR ready, if you know what I mean. So these airfields will be easier to find. They definitely are there, and like I say, easy to locate. The other reason is I do plan on having it's later in the afternoon, and so we're going to be getting into some nighttime hours, and the airfields are actually kind of nice to find at night, and so it's just going to be a good visual because of the lighting and things like that. So we will talk a little bit about VFR flights at night. This is the first one I've attempted on stream, and so we're hoping it's going to be a good day. But as I'm looking at the sort of the weather here, maybe it's going to turn into an IFR day. I don't know. If that's the case, then so be it. That's the way it'll go. But let's not mess around anymore. Let's get things fired up and see what's happening. Boy, do I remember how to start this thing. Beacon can come on. Turn the fuel pump on. We'll put the cowl flaps to open. Go full rich. I'm going to crack the throttle. Turn the fuel pump on. Watch the fuel flow rise. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Don't need too much. And let's see if we can get this thing to turn over. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely sat for a while. It usually starts up a little bit easier than that, but that's okay. We got her going. That's the main thing. Get the generators and the avionics going here, and yeah, I think that's going to cover it here. We'll let the engine run for just a second, and let's just take a quick look at the VATtastic map so you can get a feel for what's going on. Here we are. Again, Monterey Peninsula, excuse me. We're going to be up past San Francisco into Sacramento Executive, so just kind of looping around here. Yeah, it would be easier just to fly straight there, but not near as fun and challenging. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. Looks like we have some Denver, Fort Worth, Memphis airspaces, Miami, Toronto, Boston. They're rocking and rolling. Boston has some stuff coming up that is going to be pretty fun here. South America, yep, as always, they've got a couple of airspaces up and running. And let's see, that looks like about it on a Thursday night. So yeah, this is the place to be. And like I said before, it's great to have a Thursday event because that's usually a sort of a dead night, and so this ought to be fun. Now, we were maybe going to get some guys to join us here, and I don't know if anyone is here just yet or not, but if they are, they can follow us northbound, and we're happy to have them along. Let's see, I better check in here with somebody. Monterey Regional. Got a feeling I'm going to be checking in with NorCal. Badoop. Yep, NorCal approach, no NorCal departure. And let's see, what do we have? We have approach 3395 online. There's our taxi chart, but let's get 3395 turned on first. Don't really have to do this first, but since we're requesting this transition, I want to check in. I want to get flight following. I want to do all that good stuff, just so they can see us and know where we're at and all that good stuff. So I'll check in here and just make sure this is the plan. NorCal approach, Skylane 516 Delta Mike.
Skylane 516 Delta Mike, NorCal.
Yes, sir. On the ground, Monterey, and we'd like to, I guess I don't know. Do I contact you for flight following? We'd like to request the Coastline VFR transition northbound through San Francisco. A firm, 6 Delta Mike.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, roger. Would you prefer the 28 left or 28 right?
28 right's fine.
6 Delta Mike, runway 28 right, taxi via Hotel Bravo Kilo. Hold short of runway 10 left at the approach end, and squawk 5305.
Hotel Bravo Kilo, squawk 5305. We'll hold short of the 27 left at the end. 6 Delta Mike.
For 6 Delta Mike, that's Golf and Bravo Kilo. And
Golf
it'll
Bravo
just be holding
Kilo.
short of runway 10 left to get you across at the 10 left numbers.
Golf Bravo Kilo. Golf Bravo Kilo. Man, I got all three of those wrong. So Golf Bravo Kilo, and yeah, I think I know where we're at now. Thanks, 6 Delta Mike. Golf Bravo Kilo.
320, runway 1 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 1 right. Clear
Man, I
for
was
takeoff,
way off on
officer.
where I
Yeah,
thought I
I'm pretty
was.
Sure this is runway 1 left or runway 1
Golf
right, officer 20.
Bravo. So we must be here. I thought we were up here, so I was all messed up. So we're gonna go golf
Yeah,
over
fine,
here
officer
to.
20.
Wait a second. No, we must be here then. Okay, Golf
Clear for
Bravo
takeoff, officer
Kilo.
20.
We're gonna hold short. 1. Okay, so right there, 10 left. So then we're gonna. Looks like maybe we have to go across up to Charlie. Okay, I think I know where we're at now. Yeah, I was all turned around there. Huh? Doesn't surprise anyone, I'm sure. Whoops, let's get a little frosty here, foggy. Let's turn on the defroster, do a little cabin vent, and let's see, taxi nav strobe, and we'll put a little bit of lighting in here too. We're going to need it here shortly. Two 996 is the altimeter right now. About there, and squawking 5305. 5305. I'm sure that guy has a lot of confidence that I can fly this transition after botching the read back, but and we'll go ahead and put our pitot heat on, even though it's, well, it's 57 degrees here, so it's a little chilly for the west coast.
Approach Cessna 1720, Papa request.
Alright, so we're looking for Golf, then Bravo, then Charlie.
4651.
And here we go.
4651.
Welcome aboard. Let's have some fun.
Option 320, your radar contact, maintain flight level 190, say altitude Lily.
Alright, there's
Okay, we are
Golf
passing
over
3,000.
here.
We'll climb up to flight level 190 off.
1,000 feet.
And then, alright. Make sure, yeah. So I'm going to go down here to Bravo. Heading, should be heading. Probably should have taken that one right there on Golf. I missed Golf. But here comes Bravo. Feel like I am. No, this is right. This is right. First time here at this airport. Can you tell? Golf, then Bravo, and then we're gonna be looking for Kilo. Be a little bit of a left-hand turn up here.
Looks like you're heading towards runway 10 left. Would you prefer to depart off of that runway? The wind 2906.
Yeah, I apologize. I guess I'm just a little turned around here. I guess I'm just going to need a little bit of direction here. Stand by, actually. Let me just check my chart real fast and see if I can't get my bearings.
6 Delta Mike, not a problem. Just if you prefer the runway that's just right in front of you, and you're able to accept the tailwind, that's no problem.
Alright, so I am, maybe the problem is this is a default. So perhaps I've got a little bit of a problem with the scenery mismatch.
Your radar contact.
Yeah, let's take a peek here.
Tracy, the Stockton altimeter is 29903. State type Cessna destination.
Here, I thought I had everything ready, and it's the little things that get you. You think you have every detail ready to go, and
For 2 Sierra Papa, and I missed it. You're a Skyhawk.
yeah, no, you don't.
That's correct. This is Skyhawk headed to Oakland.
So we're gonna just take a look. We're gonna do a little bit of little bit of an overhead look here, and oh yeah, we're going the wrong way. So that's the main issue here, is we're going the wrong way. But yeah, we're going the wrong way. That's the bottom line. So we're gonna just flip it around here. Can't even blame the taxiway mismarking on the fact that it's a default airport, because the taxiway markings are exactly the same as what they should be. So just me going the wrong way, and yeah, we'll get her fixed here. All right. Let's we'll quit looking at the
Option 320, contact Oakland
quit
Center,
looking at the map. Let's get back on here. So we're supposed to be going Bravo to Kilo, and then Kilo is where we hold short 10 left. So that's coming up here. Yeah, that's coming up here. Well, yeah, that's what you get with me. You get them all, the good and the bad, and sometimes the ugly. But hopefully, once we get airborne and you see the scenery, you'll forget about that ugly taxi. Alright, downwind sim's probably already talking trash about me here. Should have broke out the downwind sim binoculars is what I should have done. Alright, here's Kilo. Alright, that's, yeah, much better.
6 Delta Mike, 6 Delta Mike, taxiway Kilo, cross runway 28 left, and continue via Charlie to the approach end.
Kilo across 28 left, and then down to the approach 6 Delta Mike. Alright, so that's the other thing that I guess I should have just requested 28 right. Alright, well, you know what? We'll be airborne eventually here. So we're across, we're to Alpha, and left on Alpha down to the holding point, the hold short point. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll. As you can see, the airport lighting has already taken effect, so maybe even a little bit too late to catch some colorful sunsets around. I was hoping the Golden Gate Bridge would be kind of our sunset hour, but I also wasn't planning on a 45-minute taxi at a little small regional airport. So go figure. Lost while taxiing must be a P3D thing. Oh, goodness gracious, yeah. I don't know, man. Finding airfields at night, this is set up to be a lose-lose proposition, especially when I'm not even off the ground yet. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. I am not going to worry about the GPS. We are going to go VFR. I'm not going to worry about this guy right here. It's there if we need it, but I shouldn't need it. If we do have to go IFR because of weather or any other reason, then we've got all the rest of the stuff that we need. We can tune in VORs and all that good stuff. We know what we're doing, so yeah. Says the guy that can't even taxi to the end of the runway correctly. Okay. Well, here we go. Quick run up. We'll be ready to depart. Can't even do the mag check right. Alright, cycle through all the suction staying good. All the pressures, temps, all that's looking good. It's not sounding good. Sounds like I fouled the heck out of the plugs. We're gonna find out. I might have to do a little run-up procedure here to clean those out, but let's get on the runway and see how it sounds. And NorCal 516 Delta Mike, we finally found our way 28 left, ready for departure.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, runway 28 left, right turnout approved, clear for takeoff.
28 left, right turnout approved. Skylane 516 Delta Mike. Okay, so what he's telling us here, boys and girls, I can get back to my map. So I'm ready to head up the coast, and I have kind of set in there roughly a 308, I guess, heading. So let's get lined up, get ready to go. Let's see if I remember how to fly in P3D after spending about the last 2 weeks or more in the X-Plane Cessna, which definitely has a little different feel, no question about it. But it might be a bit clunky here until I get used to this again. So we're gonna get it rolling. Wasn't really wanting to break free there. I don't know if I've got my trim set strangely. No, it looks okay. Usually we're flying just a little over 60. Alright, I do have 2,500 filed, and I don't know if we're going to need that or not. Oh, I don't have flaps set. That's why I had a little bit higher takeoff speed. And that's okay. That's a long runway. Was appropriate for flap 0 departure. I was just not used to that. So we'll head up the coastline here, and we will be... Holy cow. There was a gust of wind. Get her trimmed out, kind of get the power set here, and enjoy our flight up into the San Francisco airspace. Happy to have you along. Downwind Sim has his ball bearings. Hopefully he's able to get his flight yoke fixed up. So here's the plan, my man. I didn't file this, but this is the route that I'm taking. Uh-oh. I'm having some OBS issues. Whoa, whoa. See if I can get this posted here.
Skylane 516 Delta Mike, radar contact. The Monterey altimeter 2996, say altitude.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, 1,100, 2996.
6 Delta Mike, roger. Resume navigation, altitude your discretion. And your direct documentary executive, or were you heading a different way?
If able, we would like the coastal VFR transition northbound through San Francisco Class Bravo.
6 Delta Mike, roger. You can expect that. Just resume navigation, altitude discretion. You can expect Bravo clearance once you get up closer to San Francisco.
We'll go 6 Delta Mike. Alright, on nav and altitude our discretion. I think we'll stay
Papa Oakland altimeter
again
2996 on our right base, turn 28 right.
maybe 1,500 is a good place to start. The
Roger, right right, base 28 right,
Let me
altimeter
see if I can find this for you.
Sierra Papa.
Guys, one of these maps has a very good kind of visual on where we're heading. You know what I'm going to have to do is this. I don't really want to do this, but just for the sake of me not getting too far off track, let's do this. Let's set the heading mode. Let's just set our altitude here. Not at 2,500 just yet. Oh boy. Running into some weather. But let me pull this up here while we get things figured out. So this, I don't know if this has the arrows. Might be San Francisco Fly that shows. Yeah, there we go. So the kind of the flows here that it shows is coming down this way below 6,000, in between this area here below 4,000, up through here 3,000, 2,000, but this is the kind of the pinch point right here below 1,600. So that's why we're going to just stop at 1,500. We get past that, we might climb a little bit, get up to 2,500, but I do want to see that Golden Gate Bridge. Man, it looks like there's maybe even a little bit of a, I wonder if I could request that. This looks like it's the Pacifica VFR. Maybe that'll be my next transition through here, the Bayshore VFR. Yeah, there's all kinds of these VFR transitions, and like a month ago I didn't even know that they existed, and now it's like I have this little bucket list of airports that I want to check off. Alright, so I don't know what's going on here, but we're in the weather, so we're going to go back and fly this thing by hand, see if we can get it mellowed out just a little bit. But the first place that we're heading toward is actually it's called the Woodside VOR. Looks like there's a Las Trancas airfield that's there as well, and if we just essentially follow the coastline here, we're going to be okay. Now right now we're kind of more north, but it'll loop out, as you can see, a little bit more to the west. We'll just follow that coastline up again until we hit that airport. At that point we just we stay on. Yeah, why don't I show you? So we're kind of doing this thing, following right up through here. We're going to come out here. You should see this airfield in this area, and then just keep going around, and then once we get to Half Moon Bay, that is where things get more serious. Now I'm guessing that close to this airfield here, Las Trancas, is when we'll get our Class Bravo clearance. So we shall see. We shall see. So I hope that means, Downwind Sim, that you're going to be able to indeed join us. He was doing some surgical repairs on his flight yoke about 2 minutes before I went on the air, so happy to see that apparently that means you've got her fixed up. Also happy to hear you in good voice. Kind of had caught the bug there last week, and that's no fun. Alright, so definitely not the same weather that I checked on about 2 hours ago when I was thinking about putting the final touches on this flight plan. It looked very clear and very VFR and very light winds. Now a little bit bumpier and a little bit thumpier and lumpier. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. We also had somebody from the Discord chat that was thinking about joining us as well, and hopefully they'll be able to find their way to Monterey and join us up the coastline. I don't know what this, I'm not sure exactly what this cloud layer is going to do for our sunset here, but might end up being alright. It's kind of obscured right now. I guess I don't need the taxi light on at this point, do I? Okay. Well, I promised you comparisons, X-Plane to P3D comparisons, and so let me point out a couple right now that are in my current state on both sims. So number one, probably not a huge surprise, but scenery advantage P3D, excuse me, X-Plane. The ortho scenery is it's photoreal. It's what can you say? It's combined with the auto gen and the other things that you're able to do. It really is at this point in time as realistic as it can get. Now, I still have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for the Orbix regions and things like, you know, the California region here, because it honestly was, it set the bar. It was what took the ESB platforms and gave them a comparable level of realism to what I think they realized future gaming platforms would have. But yeah, advantage X-Plane. Like this right here is, yeah,
NorCal approach.
not
November,
great.
Cessna citation, November 89 Mike Tango's. We are we're 5 nautical miles northwest of the
Now that said,
VOR,
environment advantage right now P3D, but that's because I don't have any kind of weather add-on. I'm using default weather, defaults, or freeware kind of cloud enhancements. But right now the active sky and the ENV suite that I have running, it far surpasses what I have currently in X-Plane. Now I know there's some payware products out there for X-Plane that I will definitely be investigating, and I'll have my fingers crossed for a few Black Friday sales. But right now, this cloud layer and the haze on the ground, that's just, right now P3D definitely has the advantage there. And I would also say right now, night lighting advantage P3D. Again, I think that there probably are some things that I can still add to my X-Plane to make that better, but right now I don't, it's not like I'm running black marble here. I've got the Orbix stuff, which is partly payware and partly freeware, and that's it, really, truly. But you're going to see some, hopefully, unless the weather tunes in, you're going to see some pretty neat night lighting, and so that's definitely something that I really want to continue tweaking my configurations in X-Plane to get those where they need to be. the nice thing is I've got plenty of folks that can help me with that, which has been awesome. Add-on advantage, well, that's still kind of
Skyhawk 2 Sierra Papa, runway 28 right, clear to
it's
land.
still kind of up in the air. I think right now I do enjoy the
28 right, clear to land for 2 Sierra Papa.
aircraft add-ons that I have in P3D, with the exception of one. Now the Ken Miles, the Prop Strike Bush mod for the Cessna 172, the default 172 is far and away at this point in time my favorite X-plane aircraft. I also do have the AeroWorks DC-3, which is the port over. Well, I don't know if it's the port over, but it's the X-plane version of the Manfred John freeware DC-3 that you can get on P3D.
Approach Cessna citation November 8.
So a couple pretty solid aircraft options without a doubt, and freeware aircraft options. So that's right now the big difference that I'm noticing.
East of the Sacramento VOR 8500 VFR landing Sacramento Executive.
Is my library is obviously a lot bigger in P3D. The aircraft that I have are much more detailed and immersive, I guess, study level in some regards than the aircraft I now have in X-plane. But X-plane has offered me a much better starting point, I guess, in terms of like when you have aircraft like the default 172 that can be modified into the bush plane, and the default 737, which yes, I will eventually get the Zebo mod downloaded for that, because I do love the 737, and I'm definitely gonna be flying that in X-plane. But I would still say right now aircraft add-on advantage to P3D, but give me a couple of months on that, because there's going to be some Black Friday temptations, I'm sure. And I just watched Agent Bravo 7 flying
Yes, hello, good evening.
her
This is Delta 1121
shiny new
heading,
Kodiak,
NorCal approach.
which is a plane that I have always been interested in. It's another bush plane,
Delta calling,
and so you know, that might be something I
Delta 1121 heavy. I was just curious. Is
You know,
this,
I
San
add on
Francisco
to.
approach?
And I also think the Hot Start, the TBM
yeah, if you're on the ground,
Hot Start TBM 900 is.
Oh, okay, Roger, 10-4.
Get my lights turned on here, guys. I also think the TBM 900 is one that will be fun to mess with. I don't need that glare shit just yet. And then, you know, there's a couple of other planes. There's a Just Flight Turbo Aero that I have sort of my eyeball on. There's the FlyJ Sim 737 and 727s, and there's the Rotate Sim MD-80. Those are all planes that could tip the scale back more in the favor of X-plane for me in terms of aircraft add-ons. But right now, primarily due to the fact that I just have more of them and I'm more familiar with them, my aircraft add-on advantage goes to P3D. I think the thought that P3D is a better airline sim and X-plane is a better GA sim, I'm not sure that I believe that just yet. I think that both have kind of the abilities to be pretty good in both regards. I think X-plane is increasing their number of jets that they have, and really good jets. And of course, P3D has always had just a huge selection of
We copy that 2 minutes. Was that a tip-toe visual for what runway, sir?
GA aircraft. So, you know, I think the only thing I would say that would support the fact that X-plane is the better GA platform is that the scenery is simply more VFR ready. It's just It just is. Oh no, and I've lost my connection to VPilot. Let me see if I can get back on here, because I think he's going to be giving us clearance here in just a little bit. As you can see, the winds have not laid down at all, and the visibility still not fantastic, not terrible. I mean, it's just that haze, but yeah, it's just kind of impact our sunset just a little bit, I'm afraid. Starting to get a little bit of sky, a little bit of stars in the sky. So, you know, downwind, I don't know, you can maybe clarify or disagree or agree with the things I've said, and I think you've mentioned that you have experience on both platforms, but that's at least, I think I'm about a month in to X-Plane, so still very, very new to what that platform has to offer, and but just from a simmer standpoint, that's kind of my 2 cents right now. However, the huge advantage that X-Plane has that I am really, really excited about is in the scenery development aspect. They have made the tools for the average Joe like me to be able to jump in and enjoy creating my own scenery. And it can be something as simple as you know, creating these big land area, these big meshes, the ortho tiles, the ortho scenery, or it can be as minute as actually going in and modifying default airports, or even creating your own default airport. Downwind has sounds like a bit more than 2 cents. Yeah, $5. That's about all I have. Well, no, I just got paid, so I have a little more than $5. Although my wife got caught in the snow down in well, she was in Denver, and she was coming back from Denver and got caught in Laramie, and I rescued her just in time today, because I called her and told her that the roads had opened back up just as she was getting ready to start shopping. So I might have been back down to $5 downwind here if I had not been able to get her turned. But yeah, speaking of scenery development, again, kudos, hats off to Downwind Sim for the 5 bush airstrips that he created for Monday's event, the Bush League Backcountry Fly-In. And our first event, our first of many, I hope, or at least we're going to make it a monthly tradition here for a little while, but our first event was in the mountains of Idaho, and Mr. Downwind Sim worked his tail off to make sure that we all had some top-notch little crazy bush strips to fly into. It was fantastic. I think there were, at one point, I think there were 13 of us that were flying, so that was pretty fantastic.
NorCal, Delta 9250 checking in, descending through 20,400.
Delta 9250 NorCal, Sacramento, altimeter 29904, descend and maintain 15,000.
14,029.94 on the altimeter, Delta 9250.
Delta 9250, it's 15,000.
If that's something that you're interested in,
15,000, Delta 9250, 15,000.
we are going to do another one here. I think we're saying the first Monday of every month, and so if that's, like I say, something that you like to do, it's definitely something that I like to do, and it's on this channel regularly. But if you would like to participate, we are going to be doing it again here coming up on, what would that be, the 2nd of December?
Delta 9250, amend altitude, maintain 16,000. Delta 9250, amend altitude, maintain 16,000.
16,000, Delta 9250, 16,000.
Alright, so I was hoping for maybe a little more traffic here by the San Francisco area right now. 6 departures, 4 arrivals, but that's okay. I'm pretty new to these VFR transitions, and so I want to make sure that I don't. At some point, I would love to be able to say, hey, I'm going to do this during like a huge event, like a Friday Night Ops. But I'm not quite at that point just yet. So we are looking for Half Moon Bay, and it is an airfield, so it should be fairly obvious for us to find. Might actually be in it right now.
Contact approach 125.4.
Did I miss my
25.4,
airfield?
Delta 9250. Thank you for the ATC NorCal. Good night.
The one thing you have to do is you do have to kind of nail this.
NorCal Cessna 1720.
Have to nail this
from Oakland to
heading here out of Half Moon Bay. 341 is where we're going to be going. So yeah, I need to get this figured out here, guys.
Taxi via Charlie 28 right.
Been paying attention, but I kind of have a bad feeling that I have. This may be Half Moon Bay. I'm not seeing any airfield, so it must not be. We're just going to continue up the coast regardless. Keeping our eyes peeled, I guess, for Half Moon Bay. It's only a 25 nautical mile. What I could do, I guess, is I could tune in. Could tune in a VOR and get a rough idea. So let's see, San Francisco, 115.80. Let's just kind of get a VOR or a DME feel for where we're at. Yeah, 24 miles here. So I got a feeling that, yeah, I'm not quite there.
American 515, advising you have a bridge or the airport in sight.
Roger. Will Bartholomew be at the airport inside American 515?
Yeah, the distance from San Francisco to Half Moon Bay is about 10 miles. So we're not quite there. Alright, I don't feel so bad, but we'll keep our eyes peeled here as we make our way up the coast. I did find, by the way, a kind of an interesting article about nighttime VFR, because I wasn't sure if there were kind of different rules and regulations for nighttime visual flight rules, and turns out there really aren't, but there are a few helpful hints. That one of them involves actually being able to use some of these radio navigational aids, and even though you don't normally do that kind of stuff when you're flying VFR, there's some good reasons to do it at night, obviously. One of them is if you get disoriented because you can't see the terrain, or if you get disoriented because you fly into weather that you didn't necessarily see until it was too late. It's good to be able to basically slide into IFR mode and, you know, get yourself out of difficulty. Or if nothing else, get yourself tuned in like we just did to give you an idea of exactly where you're at. Now I'm seeing some blinking lights up here. I guess that could potentially be Half Moon Bay. It's the first airfield that I've really seen up to this point, so I think, except for the initial one when I popped outside and was showing you the things I didn't really like about the Orbix region mesh. See if I can pop that article into the chat for you. It's just a really good training read. Take a look at it at your leisure. There will not be a quiz at the end.
4,515.
NorCal approach, 2 Sierra Papa is ready on the right.
2 Sierra Papa, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff, right turnout to Stockton approved.
28 right, clear for takeoff, right turnout, approved, 2 Sierra Papa.
Delta 1017 NorCal.
Good.
Delta 1017, it looks like you're descending below the restrictions on the arrival. Maintain 16,000, San Francisco, altimeter 2994.
Already perfect. We're already heading down to, actually heading down to 16,000, and we got the altimeter. Apologies, and thanks.
Yeah, I'm pretty hopeful that that's our Half Moon Bay airfield. It's got to be something coming up here soon.
65 NorCal for a charger.
Now, as I'm looking at the Half Moon Bay, it's a single airstrip, basically running, yeah, 30 and 12.
Maintain 2,300. Do you have the airport or bridge inside?
And once we get to Half Moon Bay, we need to
Maintaining 2,300. We are
get ourselves
in the
heading
soup right now,
341.
so hoping through Maui this thing will get it.
And with any luck, before we get there, we'll be given transition in basically any kind of altitude or heading restrictions, speed restrictions. I don't think we'll have a speed restriction, but any kind of restriction that we need to safely cross through that area will be given. So I'm just going to anticipate a little bit here. And 3,
Delta 1121 heavy,
10,
we're ready for taxi now, runway 28
12,
left.
13,
Delta
14.
1121 heavy, runway 28 left, taxi.
Is that 10?
Yeah, Alpha Foxtrot 1, hold short, or correction, Alpha Foxtrot 1, cross runway 1 left.
Alright, that's going to work. We'll fly right over the airfield and then up north. And then that's when we'll be able to, I'm hoping, I guess we do have a little bit of terrain, maybe we're not going to be able to see
one left and
the
one
traffic
right,
there.
21 heavy.
Delta 21 heavy, on the other side of runway 1 right, Foxtrot 1, join Foxtrot.
I don't think it's going to be too dark. I think we'll be able to see San
On the other
Francisco,
side, we'll taxi by Foxtrot 1 and hold short 28 left. 1121
the Golden Gate Bridge.
American 515, do you have the airport in sight?
Yes, we do. We're turning now. American 515.
American 515, clear tiptoe visual, runway 28 left.
Clear the tiptoe visual to it left, American 515.
I'm seeing now as I look at this, there's a transition that takes me much closer to the airport. I should have, next time I'll do that.
17, and we're good to
I think it
continue on
may
the
be the
descent after the waves waypoint.
Pacifica VFR.
Delta 1017,
There's a Bay Shore VFR. It just takes you right by the airfield. Well, that's okay. This is a good starter VFR transition.
Delta 1017, roger, descend via the Surfer 3 arrival.
So, Surfer 3, Delta 17, thanks.
American 515, runway 28 left, clear to land.
Clear to land to it left, American 515.
All right,
Your
this
operator contact,
This has to be Half Moon Bay. We haven't seen anything else. It sure looks like it. Kind of out on this little point.
94, I'm at 2,400 climbing.
3012 is are the orientations here, so if we turn just a little bit, I'm pretty sure that's going to match up.
Outside the Bravo Aerospace.
Single runway.
6 Delta Mike, understand you're looking for the Coastline VFR transition route.
A-firm, 6 Delta Mike.
6 Delta Mike, roger. And you want to do that like down low at 1500? Did you want to climb to 3500?
Well, what's going to give us the best view of the Golden Gate Bridge?
6 Delta Mike, roger. You're cleared into Bravo airspace via the Coastline VFR transition route. Maintain VFR at or below 3,500.
Cleared for the Coastline VFR northbound transition. We'll maintain VFR at or below 3,500. 516 Delta Mike. Alright, well, I guess that's the...
Delta 1121 Heavy.
I guess I didn't realize we could get that high, which that's cool. So let's kind of get ourselves over the what this airport looks like here. Some of these aren't too bad.
Copy that. Runway, hold short 28 left, 1121.
It looks like we might even have some traffic down there. Awesome. Is that you, Downwind Sim? Are you down there? Half Moon Bay? Alright, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to engage. Heading mode. We're going to start our climb. Up to 3,500. Arm that. And we will 341, not 314. Huh, glad I double checked that. See how close we are. 341. There's 341. Alright. Up the coastline we go.
Bravo Show 5470 Charlie Fox 10 PDC.
Must not be not ready to depart. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, let's I'll jump on your voice. So that is Mr. Downwind Sim. And we're gonna go pick up his voice channel here so that you have somebody else to listen to but me. And a good evening, sir.
And good evening. Can you hear me here?
I can hear you. So I take it the yoke repair was a success.
It's all about ball bearings.
That's what I try to tell you. That's what I try to tell you. Alright, so do you know where we're going?
North through the Bravo airspace at this point. That's all I need to know, and then I'll catch up with you after I get here.
Yeah. So 341 is the heading, and I was cleared to at or below 3,500. We're gonna hopefully catch a nice view of. I think I screwed up. I'm not gonna be able to see the airport, but I'll hopefully get a nice view of the Golden Gate Bridge.
All right, I'll see you. I'll talk to you in just a minute. Let me get off the ground.
All right, sounds good.
Delta 1017 at Eddie, join the tiptoe visual course, maintain 6,000.
I am north of Half Moon Bay right now.
Join the tiptoe
Yes.
visual course, maintain 6,000, Delta 1017.
Okay, fly slow. Let me catch you.
All right. Slow I can do it. I'm going to stop my climb at 2,500 because, as you can see, this layer here, Active Sky is telling me it's overcast at 2,900. So it would mess everything up if we ended up climbing too high.
Mute your Discord.
You don't want to hear me narrating? Man, that's harsh,
well,
dude.
I will in a little while.
Yeah. No, I forget to do that. I forget to do that.
Can you say again, please?
Del 1120 Heavy, 28 left, line up away, traffic will depart north.
Roger, line up away, 28 left, 1121.
Well, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to see. The airfield is on the other side of this hill, so it's not going to work out too well for us. Next time I'll grab a different transition. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's the airfield. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that could be the airfield. Yeah, there's...
NorCal approach.
Yep, sure enough.
748 Hotel Sierra.
Skyhawk 748
There's the tower.
Hotel Sierra, NorCal approach.
28 right, 28
Yeah,
left.
good evening. We're on the ground at Half Moon Bay. We'd like VFR transition route to the north.
Roger. Half Moon Bay, contact me once you're airborne.
Roger. 748 Hotel Sierra. Thank you.
Delta 1120 Heavy, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
Roger, clear for takeoff, 1121 Heavy.
And NorCal approach, good afternoon, good evening, American 1410, descending through flight level 2.
Alright, so...
1410 NorCal, San Francisco, altimeter 2996, expect visual approach 28 left.
2996, visual approach, 28 left, American 1410.
NorCal approach, Westwood
So we're
19,
actually
unit
looking
15-5,
for...
180.
Westwood 99 NorCal approach, roger.
I need to plug this in here
How much gas
because...
do I?
not, that's about an...
Skies 54,
It's about an hour flight, I think, so not a whole lot. So as I take a look at this, I'm a little bit off. I really need to be the VPSSR, Martin Academy, is actually where I'm aiming for. What's that do to my course here? Probably not a lot. 342, so it only bumps me over a degree. But there just is not, definitely not a radio navigation aid I can use in here. I guess I could tune Commodore. Let's do, or sorry, Sausalito 1620. We'll tune that in, 1620.
Delta 1121 Heavy, passing 1,000 for 3,000.
Delta 1120 Heavy, contact maintain 3,000, restricting traffic is 1 o'clock, 3 miles southbound, 4,300, climbing 737, additional traffic 12 o'clock and 5 miles northbound, 2,600 to Skylane. Okay,
let's see. That's us.
Copy that, maintain 3,000. We're looking for traffic, 1121.
Let's say we're inbound here. And 342, did I say? Yes, 342. Click that once, click over, and that's pretty well. So we're a little bit left of that VOR right now. So that probably is an indication of wind. Yeah, the winds right now is 060 at...
1121 flighting of 160.
Sorry, 065 at 3. So just a slight wind pushing us
Roger, heading 160.
ever so gently to the left and just slightly off course. So I'm going to adjust maybe just a couple, 2 or 3 degrees. So I don't, there's really no risk of me in this transition getting too far west of the airfield. Hey, there we go. There's our Golden Gate Bridge. Semi-dark, but not too bad. So can I? So as I look at this, I see that there is a transition that takes me right over the top. Pacific of...
Mike, say your route of flight after Sausalito.
Standby 6 Delta Mike. I gotta find out where Sausalito is.
Delta 1017, center maintain 4,000, advise the airport or bridge in sight.
That's what I have tuned in.
Center maintain 4,000 and report we do have the bridge and airfield in sight.
Delta 1017, roger, clear tiptoe visual approach, runway 28 left.
Clear tiptoe visual, 28 left, Delta 1017.
And NorCal 6 Delta Mike. We're gonna continue north until we're clear of the Glass Bravo and then turn eastbound.
Delta 1120 heavy, clear Katina, maintain flight level 190.
Roger, direct to Tina, climb and maintain 120, 1120 heavy.
So 1120 heavy, maintain fall level 190 at 19.
Roger, 190, 1121.
6 Delta Mike, I'm sorry, say again, you're going where?
We'll continue north until we're clear of the Class Bravo, and then we're going to be turning eastbound.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike.
All right, so Sausalito is the VOR that we just
5470, runway 1 right, taxi.
tuned in, and we're just going to hit it as we get past the bridge here. So real quickly, here's the Golden Gate Bridge. Here's Sausalito that we tuned in, and so right there, yes. And so then about a 10-mile leg from this little Martin Academy. So
NorCal approach.
I guess about 15 miles to our
Half Moon Bay.
to our airport. But let's just enjoy.
Hotel Sierra NorCal approach, squawk 5327.
Let's just enjoy what it looks like. See what the cinematic cameras give us here.
NorCal approach, and that's 1798, ready for departure. 1 left.
Yeah, it's 1798, you're at hotel, is that, you want to depart from 1 left at hotel?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, we'll depart from hotel.
Yeah, it's 1798, the full length's available if you'd prefer to do that.
Negative, we'll need the full length. Yeah, it's 1798.
You do not need the full length?
Hey, firm, we do not need the full length.
Yeah, it's 1798, runway 1 left, intersection, hotel, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, United 1798.
So 1120 on heavy, Oakland Center, 132.2.
132.2, good night.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Golden Gate Bridge. Thank you, sir. Thank you, San Francisco.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, you're leaving the Bravo airspace, resuming navigation to Sacramento Executive.
Resume on nav. Thanks for the transition. 6 Delta Mike.
Delta 1017, runway 28 left, cleared to land.
Clear 28 left,
So
17.
we will continue. I think we're not quite past. We did drift a little to the west, but that's okay.
2996.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're taking a long way around, following the next guy.
Cessna Hotel Sierra.
I wish, if anyone knows why that happens with the new AVF and can tell me more importantly how to fix it, I would really appreciate that. Every so often it'll just do that, where it just gets crazy loud. Okay, so as soon as we flip over, I'm gonna assume that we're roughly 15 miles or so from it's the Novato Nos field.
1995, sorry, 2995 for the altimeter segment.
You know, this is a it is a small airfield,
All right, we'll check golf
and so
expect visual
Lord only knows if it has. Oh, I guess I can take a look, see if it's a lighted airfield. I think it is. Yes, medium intensity edge lighting. All right, so we'll have a little bit of lights to look for as we go. All right, we just flipped over, and there's our DME. We're just about a mile north, and hopefully Mr. Downwind Sim. Oh yeah, he's not too far behind us.
About 15 miles.
So,
Water ski 220 on, expect lower in about 15 miles.
oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's 1798 radar contact, maintain 10.
So I'm trying to
restricting traffic. 12 o'clock,
unmute
5
my
miles, they appear to be turning eastbound.
Discord here. I don't know if I am muted or unmuted.
maintain 1,000.
Okay, downwind, I am currently traveling at about 90 knots, so you should be able to catch up with me pretty quickly. But in case you don't, here in just a few miles, I'm going to be turning east, and I'll be basically tracking the Skaggs Island VOR.
And expect a visual approach to it left.
All right, I'm
Okay, 10,000, American 1410.
San Francisco.
Yeah, 1798. Traffic's no factor. Climb maintain follow level 190.
Climb level 190, United 1798.
Sky with 471, right line, been waiting.
Well, it's probably sunny in your world, or do you have the lights turned down?
5470, roger, hold short of runway 1 right.
No, I have it set to about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, but it's cloudy.
Yeah, it's.
American 1410,
It was a little overcast and hazy. The farther south you went, or the farther south that I was coming from, the worse it was. Now it's kind of clearing up a little bit.
American 1410, you can expect the ILS approach and fly your present heading.
And copy that, American 1410, thanks.
This does sound like a couple of old men talking about the weather.
So I'll be out here for a month in springtime. I'll fly over my Airbnb where I'm going to be staying.
Yeah. Must be rough.
It's called work.
Well, but you get to travel a little
It's
bit.
better than a hotel.
Yeah, no doubt.
5470, roger, runway 1 right, line up and wait.
All right, so we're getting back on kind of our outbound here,
17, turn left on Echo, taxi the Alpha to the right.
which
Alpha to the ramp, Delta 1017, thanks.
Yeah, 1798.
actually was about 340.
Seagull, contact Oakland Center 132.2.
which I think we're pretty darn close to being on. Yeah, about 340. Yeah. So we're getting lined up a little bit more here. 5 miles. We were estimating about 15 miles to the airfield.
And if I didn't say it, expect a visual approach, runway 34 left.
Okay, descending 16,495, expect visual 34 left, what is schedule?
American 1410, set to maintain 4,000.
4,000, American 1410.
Scout 5470, runway 1 right, clear for takeoff.
All right, if we don't make it, or if we don't find it for whatever reason,
10,000.
we will take the Skaggs Island 112.1 VOR to help us out. We are going to be relying on, though, airports as our main navigation aids from here on out, because as you can see, the ground is fairly dark, and picking out rivers and lakes and things like that, it's just not something that you do at night. Alright. Got our eyes peeled here.
1410, turn right, heading 190, descend to maintain 3,000.
190 and 3,000, American 1410.
Mr. Downwind Sim is catching up to us here rapidly. Now I'm looking also at, yeah, so our Sacramento area is well covered with air traffic controllers. So Sacramento and Sacramento Executive right now, excellent ATC from basically ground on up. So I'm going to grab the ATIS real quick. I see information Bravo. Winds are calm, it's clear. Aha, 299.5. And we're going to be expecting runway 20 for landings and departures. And I see an airport. So I think we are doing pretty good. Yep, we're just about lined up, so I will take that. From this airport, we're turning right, 056. Whoa, I'm sorry. I thought I was on nav mode here. Wait, we're not quite ready to make that turn there. Hold on. Got a little ahead of myself. When I'm on nav mode, I like to get that set ahead of time so I can just flip it from nav to heading, but right now we are currently using the heading mode, so I can't get ahead of myself.
Roger, stand by and change to my frequency 126.3.
Oh, we got a little bit of a changeover here. It sounds like.
Southwest 1243, contact Oakland Center 132.2.
32-2 for Southwest 1243. Good night.
Yeah.
1410, left, clear to land.
Clear to land, clear to left.
Skies 5470, clear direct to BOA, maintain follow 190.
Flight level 190, Skylane 5470.
PCR pop enter left base, runway 29er left.
1950, I think, will be our next frequency. That's going to be Sacramento Executive Tower, or whatever they call themselves. I haven't flown into
How much farther north do you plan to go
Sacramento
before
Executive
you,
either, so.
turn towards Sacramento?
Oops, was that for 6 Delta Mike? Was that call for 6 Delta Mike?
6 Delta Mike affirmative. How much farther north westbound do you plan to go before you?
Actually, we're getting ready to make that turn right now.
6 Delta Mike, roger.
I believe we're over the airfield,
Westwind, 1990,
and so charts are saying 056.
Water speed 221, center maintain 10,000.
10,000, what is good?
Alright, that ought to be pretty close. And again, we'll tune in.
Hotel Sierra, you're going to be going about 10
12-1.
miles further northwest before you begin your turn as well.
Roger for 748 Hotel Sierra. We'll probably head up to the SGD VOR, Sierra Golf.
And going to Skaggs Island, thanks.
Skaggs Island, alright. So are you cutting the corner then, or are you going to go up to this airport and turn like I did?
I'm gonna go up to. I'm gonna do direct to Sierra Golf Delta via.
Alright, that's where I'm heading myself right now. Perfect.
Is 1 to 2 o'clock, 20 miles advised inside.
Just to get out of his hair.
We got a little bit of clouds, so I can't see the moon. We're looking for night 90.
Oh, that was fun. Easy in, easy out, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of transitions that take you a little closer to the airport. I think maybe that's what I'm going to try next time, but yeah, that was alright.
Skywest 5470, reset your transponder or disregard.
Okay, so we turned maybe a hair early. I don't know. We're gonna.
221 to center maintain 7,000.
But that's okay because you're cutting the corner, so I think we'll be all right. I think we're gonna be matching up here pretty close.
5470, contact Oakland Center 132.2.
All right, cool. Any airfield stops along the way?
No, I was pretty much just gonna try to go straight into Sacramento Executive, and then but after we get there, I'm game for. Well, that's probably gonna be it for me tonight.
Westwind 1990, flighting 320, advise the airport inside.
We'll see how much traffic they have.
32015,
Maybe do a couple patterns.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so
Future Papa, runway 29er left, clear to land, wind 2104.
we're kind of gonna pick up our pace again here.
Left, 2 Papa.
And I'm looking at this runway, or this set of runway lights out here, and I'm thinking that that is
Westwind 1990, center maintain 2000.
the Napa County.
2,000, night 90.
So I'm feeling like, yeah, we maybe need to turn.
1410, clear of 28 left.
I'm also feeling like this.
10, thanks, taxi via Alpha to the ramp.
Feeling like I need to put the glare shield on, unfortunately. There we go. So I'm gonna turn it just a little bit here and get heading towards
NorCal approach, Navajo, November
right over
2339
caution,
Victor.
area of intense flight training and descending turbojet.
2339 Victor, NorCal approach.
nice.
That mean me?
Yeah, NorCal approach, November
it's not me.
2339 Victor, Palo
I'm in
Alto,
172.
IFR.
You're an intense prop wash
39 Victor, Roger.
generating dust-eating machine, man.
Westwind 1990 fighting 340 Sacramento International, 12 o'clock, 10 miles.
Leather seat.
And we have the airport sign down for that
Skyhawk.
Westwind 1990 visual approach, runway 34 left, contact Capitol Tower 125.7.
I left my old
Got
dust.
the Capitol Tower on 125.7 for Nintendo.
Maybe somebody will hose it down for us, huh? Or at least clean the windows.
Clean the windows, yeah, that's right. So, Slant Alpha posted a couple of things to some, like,
300 Victor, I'm sorry, I was talking with another controller. You're looking for your VFR clearance to Stockton, is that correct?
Yeah, that's a Roger for 300 Victor.
Hang on for just a second.
For 300 Victor,
Whenever the air traffic guy talks, it mutes or lowers my AV or my Discord volume, so I missed about half of that.
Maintain 3,000, expect 7,000 in 5 minutes.
Something about Slant Alpha posting something to somebody.
yeah, check your cup of coffee thing.
Oh, okay. We'll do.
Navajo, November 2339 Victor is clear to the Stockton Airport via turn right, heading 050. Direct Sonol.
Let's go take a look at what that...
Climb 3,000, expect 7,005. Squawk 4617.
Navajo 300 Victor, reback, correct.
You don't want to stop at Napa Valley and get some wine?
Water ski 221, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000.
it's maybe if it was Friday, but it's a work day, man. Got to get up and educate the youth of America tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright, so
I'm speaking at a career day next Tuesday at one of the local high schools. How about? They think I know something.
heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
So I had a
NorCal approach, American 1410. Thanks a lot for the ATC. I really appreciate it. Have a great evening.
See ya.
my nephew was stationed at Travis Air Force Base, which is right near where our flight plan here.
Oh,
He's
sweet.
not there anymore, but he was.
Yeah, that's one of the airfields I'm trying to avoid, just because I figure you don't generally... It's not a good thing to fly over the top of an Air Force base. I don't know, maybe it's not a big deal, but...
Good evening, Clipper 097, foot heat to departure at 2,000 feet.
Clipper 097, NorCal departure, radar contact, climb maintain, flight level 190.
Climb and maintain flight level 190, Clipper 097.
Okay, so we are over the top of Napa County, and then we need to turn 042, which is, well, actually, kind of at a little bit of a bad angle, so I think we will, it's supposed to be a left-hand turn, but I think what ended up happening is we went past it too much, and so no, actually, maybe we came here. So we're intercepting like so. Anyway, we need to leave Napa on a 042-ish heading to head to our next. What is that? The Nut Tree? Is that what that's called? Seeing that right? Vacaville. I kind of like Nut Tree better. Vacaville. That's our second to last visual reference, though, and then after that it's direct to Sacramento Executive. only problem with flying directly over the airfield is you don't really have a chance to get much of a look at it to make sure you're in the right spot. So let's turn 057. 7. We're now going away from VOR that we. Oh no. 0. This one's not. No. This is 042. 057 is our final heading as we head into Sacramento Executive. But we are flying away from Skaggs Island, and it's an 18-mile leg from Napa to Vacaville. So I'm going to guesstimate that the VOR is about 5 miles from Napa. So 18 and 5 is 23. We'll wait till that guy gets to about 23, and that's when we should expect to see our next airport.
Taxi to runway 31 for...
With any luck, this is second to last, or it will be the second to last point
Skylane 616 Juliet Papa
on our route.
100 just departed Sacramento on a right downwind. Initial frequency was a different one, but tower sent me to you. 616 Juliet Papa NorCal Bridge, your radar contact, and I'm showing, let's see, Bravo's current at executive, and advising you on Bravo. Alright, we'll pick up Bravo and 6 Juliet Papa, roger. Are we able to proceed on course? For 6 Juliet Papa, affirmative, resume my navigation to Sacramento Executive. Alright, resuming our navigation, we got the field inside 6 Juliet Papa.
Well, if that's better or worse for me seeing what's going on. Neither way, probably.
Port's 12:30 and about 12 miles.
2000, what is good enough? Order skidded 13, fuel one side.
Order ski 229, thanks. Cleared visual approach, your 93 full left.
Cleared visual 3 full left, order skidded 1.
Yep, I see some lights blinking. That's
for
good.
you, young man.
We are just to the northeast, 11 miles northeast of that Skaggs Island VOR.
And 6 miles opposite direction at 2000 of Skylane. They're inbound to executive.
Order skidded 1, my TCAS, not visual.
Skylane 6 Juliet Papa, traffic 1 o'clock, 6 miles opposite direction, descending out at 2,500 for international is a E145. We got the traffic in sight, and we do have information. Bravo now for 6 Juliet Papa. Clipper 097, contact Oakland Center 132.2.
Oakland Center 132.2, Clipper 097.
Delta 255, descend and maintain 3,000. Your sequence is 10 to 11 o'clock and 10 miles opposite direction on final 2,000 Embraer jet.
So what I'm going to do is depart here, heading 057. It's a 23 nautical mile leg.
Arrival into Sacramento.
So just so I
Skylane 6 Juliet Papa, contact exec tower.
just so I can have a little bit of a feel. So we were estimating, here's our Skaggs Island VOR that we were tuned into. We're saying that's about 5 miles, that's about 18. So this was, 23-ish miles and then another 23 miles. So when our DME shows 45 to 46 miles, that's when we should assume that we'll be close to, or we should expect to be close to Sacramento Executive. Of course, there's all this city around here, so we should be picking that up as well. But just so that we have a rough idea of what we're going to be doing, where we're going to be going, all that good stuff.
Delta 255, you're unreadable.
NorCal departure, good evening, United 1200 at San Francisco, request IFR clearance to Los Angeles.
Yeah, 1200 NorCal, I don't have anything stored for you, refile your flight plan.
Anticipating this to be just a single runway.
Checked on, I think that was Delta
Vacaville, it looks like
2995, expect a visual approach.
runway 20.
That was 5822. 2995 in the
And
altimeter.
what would that be?
Expect a visual for
4 and 20?
5822.
So pretty much should be looking at something for the most part pretty much straight in here.
55 is back again.
Does kind of look like, yeah, maybe. Oh, hold on, no, sorry, 20 and 02. Yeah, so that's the right orientation for us. So that's good. And then Travis Air Force Base.
6 Delta Mike Sacramento, altimeter 2995, advise information Golf.
2995, and we'll go get information, or we'll go check the ATIS. I have Bravo. Okay, thank you. And we do have Bravo, 6 Delta Mike. So there's Travis Air Force Base. Yeah, so we're in good shape. We're right where we need to be. Get over the top of this, hang a slight right 057.
Could you repeat for United 1200? It had some audio problems.
And then we need to start thinking about runway 20 approach. There's no ILS for 20, so we won't get a chance to practice that. It'll just be visual runway 20, and that's okay. Actually, the winds are calm. They could probably bring us in however if we want, but right now the ATIS says that they are landing and departing runway 20, so that's
54 descend at pod, discussion maintain 16,000, the Reno altimeter 3001.
that's what we'll plan for. Alright. We must be over it because I can't see it anymore. And so let's go ahead and we'll turn. Again, we were thinking about 23 miles, so maybe we'll give it just another little tiny bit here.
Delta 255, NorCal Bridge.
Delta 255, I have the runway in sight. Should I turn left?
We'll split the difference. We'll say 22 miles. Then we'll turn right. 057. Alright, there we go. So let's just lean in here with our old eyes.
Departure United 1200. Do we have refiled flight plan?
There we go. This is about 46. We should be right on top of Sacramento Executive.
And I'll start your turn off lighting.
Speaking of traffic into Sacramento Executive, right now 4 arrivals, 0 departures, and Sacramento International a little busier, 8 departures, 10 arrivals. So I do think we can get some pattern work there. Let's I'll check in with downwind. So downwind right now I'm only showing 4 arrivals into Sacramento Executive, so I do think we'd be okay to request some pattern work there.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, I'll get there obviously a little ahead of you, and I think what I'll do is just request a touch and go, and I guess I got to see if it's what the pattern is there, but I'll be in the pattern when you get there.
I'm 13 minutes out. What? And I haven't been able to hear the ATIS yet. What? You know what runway they're like?
Yeah, it's winds are calm. 2995, and it's runway 20.
Okay.
Let's check. What do we have here? It is a.
The ortho is beautiful.
I bet it is. Holy cow.
Just had to rub it in.
I already talked about that earlier on the stream when you were horsing around with that flight yoke of yours.
4000 runway heading.
We're 427 Bravo, Papa NorCal departure, radar contact.
It's rock solid now. Those maintenance guys are good.
Sweet. Alright, so if you don't see, if I'm not mistaken, like up here I see and I just lost it. Sacramento, the right pattern for 17. I don't see any of that down here anywhere, so that means it's the left hand.
Alright, heading 110, vector on course, climb maintain 900,000, 7 Bravo Papa.
Let's say that again.
Skyhawk 8 Hotel Sierra advise information Bravo at Executive Sacramento International altimeter 29995.
We'll get the ATIS at Sacramento. Stand by for 748 Hotel Sierra.
Anyway, I'm thinking we're left-hand traffic here, so he'll tell us just to confirm it. Unless we see an RP, you make left-hand. So I'll be coming in here. I'll be looks like I'll be making a right-hand turn on the downwind, left-hand base, and then left to final here to runway 20. That's the plan, Stan.
And we're going to approach Al 5470 with Bravo.
5470 NorCal, Reno altimeter is 3001.
3001, we have Bravo. We can do the procedure 168 from here if you'd like.
Scouts 5470, Roger. Cross Haboa at or above 16,000, cleared ILS Zulu, or you're past Haboa, cleared ILS Zulu 16, right approach.
Actually, sir, we're past Haboa. You'd like us to go over Juba here?
Yeah, as long as you're able to start the approach from Jedbu or something, if that affects your ability to do the arc or something. Scouts 5470.
All right, I am starting to see a little bit of Sacramento coming into play here, which is good, and you guys are probably appreciating that because it helps break up the black sky. And we have our Al South MIA sighting of the evening. Good evening, sir.
It does appear current vector is getting intercept course to Lyndon VFR.
Welcome to Sacramento, California at night.
Runway 34 final at International, then I'll have on course for you.
I seem to remember a SpongeBob episode where they talked about everything being better at night. Those were the days. That should be University Field here, KEDU Davis. And then we will start to see, I think that's Sacramento Executive, and we'll probably see Sacramento International just north of that. I would guess that's big enough and only about 10 miles away. We're expecting visual approach runway 20.
NorCal approach, Skyhawk 748 Hotel Sierra has information Alpha at Sacramento.
Oh, hello.
Skyhawk Hotel Sierra, thanks.
Alpha, no, it's Bravo. Sacramento, you.
Hello.
Hello.
Man, that ATIS is hard to hear this far.
Cardinal 7 Bravo Papa, flighting of 130 when you're able to direct shafter.
130 and able to direct shafter.
It's strange that you have ATIS, or you have Alpha, because my V-Pilot has Bravo as the current ATIS, but I'm sure it's the same.
Well, I tuned into the radio and just listened.
Yeah. Should still be the same. It's all VATSIM weather, right? Or VATSIM information.
Well, at least that's what they're reporting. So.
Yeah. All right. Is it?
I mean, my sim says the same.
Yeah. All right.
You know, I don't do keyboards when I'm in VR. I'm in the cockpit.
Right. Right.
SoCal approach, Navajo November 2339 Victor, runway 31, ready for takeoff.
Hey, when we're done with this little flight,
Navajo 2339 Victor, NorCal departure, runway 31, clear for takeoff, one call.
hang on to Discord for a bit.
Clear for takeoff, 39 Victor.
A firm. Yeah, I got a lot of questions for you, mister.
Ball bearings, ball bearings.
I'm not retaining anything, but that's all right. I'll just keep coming back to you.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, traffic will be a pair of two jets descending into international. The first one's 3 o'clock on 15 miles northwestbound out of 6,400 in Airbus.
Okay, we are, I believe we have the traffic inside 6 Delta Mike. Yep, I think that's that guy right there.
Roger, they'll pass over the top of you. Caution wake turbulence, contact exec tower 119.5.
1950, 6 Delta Mike, see ya.
NorCal departure, United 12. And 6 Juliet Papa, this will be a full
I
stop
don't
for
think
us.
that's what we have here.
6 Juliet Papa,
About time to get busy here, which is good. You guys have been hanging out long enough. Exec Tower, good evening. Skylane 516 Delta Mike, approximately 5 miles to the west of the airfield.
6 Delta Mike, Executive Chow, good evening. Got one aircraft in the pattern at the moment. Make right traffic, runway 20, and I'll give you a call shortly.
Right traffic, runway 20, 6 Delta Mike. Alright, we can do that. Let's cancel the autopilot. Let's bring the speed back. Does not look like he's in a right pattern. Of course, it's hard to tell here, so we're going to... Whoa, boy, I dropped speed, but didn't expect it to do that to me. One thing I didn't check was my elevation. Need to get down to pattern altitude here.
6 Delta Mike, changed our mind. I think we're going to do one more lap in the pattern here.
Copy that, 6 Delta Mike.
I'm sorry, I read back to the wrong call sign. It was 6 Juliet Papa, same airplane, Skylane, 6 Juliet Papa. I'd like to do a touch and go.
6 Juliet Papa, yeah, you had me confused there. So runway 20, clear for the option.
Survey elevation is 23 feet, so pattern altitude there will be
Good the option. 6 Juliet
down here at 1,000. We are not exactly where we need to be here for our pattern. Let's get a little closer to the airfield and get ourselves down to 1,000 feet, and then that's
6 Delta Mike, what I'll get you to do, I'll get you to make the left traffic.
Oh, crap.
Extend your base for runway 20, so we'll go on the left-hand side there for runway 20.
okay. Extend the base. We'll go left traffic, runway 20, 516 Delta Mike. Am I looking at the wrong airfield?
Sorry, I misspoke there. I mean extend your downwind. Extend downwind leg for runway 20.
Extend the downwind leg for 20, 516 Delta Mike. I think I'm... What? Am I looking at the wrong... I am on the right traffic pattern for... That is 20 right over there. I don't... Okay, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to see what he's thinking here. But let's first of all, let's get down to 1,000.
So 6 Juliet Papa, we've got traffic on the left-hand downwind leg. It's Cessna 182. He's at 1,000 feet. Report the traffic inside.
6 Juliet Papa, Roger. We are also on a left downwind for runway 20 currently. And can you give me like a bearing to that traffic?
My apologies, I got the wrong, getting my hands a bit confused there. Yeah, he's at your sort of 10 10 o'clock, he's about 2 miles.
6 Juliet Papa, got him in sight.
And Tower 6 Delta Mike, my apologies. I thought you told us to enter right traffic for runway 20. That's why we're kind of on this wrong side here.
Yeah, I originally called you on the right-hand side, but then I wanted you on the left. It was my fault. I actually misspoke there. So yeah, just continue downward leg there. I'll call you base turn very shortly. 6 Delta Mike.
Okay, appreciate that. 6 Delta Mike.
And 6 Juliet Papa, make straight over for runway 20. Yeah, runway 20, clear for the option, winds come.
Hey, straight in 2020, clear for the option, 6 Juliet Papa.
And 6 Delta Mike, traffic's at your sort of 5 o'clock, 2 miles. There's a Cessna 182, he's about 1,000. He's going straight in for runway 20. You can make your right-hand turn to base now, following the traffic in, runway 20, clear for the option, winds come.
Okay, making our right base and clear for the option 20, 516 Delta Mike. Alright, a little I can't even talk, a little moment of confusion there, which is not difficult to do with me. Alright, there's our traffic. We're going to toss in some flaps here. Let's start to get this guy slowed down a little bit. Boy, I'm fighting it. And we'll turn to final. Guy ahead of us. We're a little high. Whoa, boy, that was abrupt. What's going on here? Holy cow. Thought the winds were calm. Maybe that's me being herky-jerky too, who knows?
Juliet Papa, welcome to executive, contact ground 125.0.
25.0, 6 Juliet Papa.
At Tower 6 Delta Mike, we'd like touch and go and then enter the left pattern for a little bit of pattern work.
6 Delta Mike, not a problem.
We need it.
As I said, runway 20, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, runway 20, 6 Delta Mike. He did say that, didn't he? Alright, let's see how we do here. Oh boy, this thing is...
Executive Tower, Skyhawk 748 Hotel Sierra.
Oh my goodness.
Is inbound for landing with information Alpha.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We'll get you to... Just fire your present heading for now. I'll get you to... I'll call you in to... shortly. I've just got to deal with some traffic.
Roger, 748 Hotel Sierra.
Alright, so that's something that... Do you see the way things are jumping right here? That's something that's new to P3D and my sim right now, and I don't know what's going on, but it certainly did not help my approach there. Although I lost some energy and just kind of fell like a rock. So that was not to blame for the terrible landing.
Delta Mike, make left traffic, runway 20, and I'll call your base turn. Thank you.
Left traffic 20, we'll let you call the base, 6 Delta Mike. All right, let's work this a little bit. Let's get better. Let's not make excuses. Let's get better. That's what we do, right?
48 Hotel Sierra, you can make straight in for runway 20, runway 20, clear for the option, winds come.
Let's get ourselves up to 1,000. Still on the climb.
Set for 748 Hotel Sierra.
Yeah, 748 Hotel Sierra, runway, make straight in, runway 20, clear for the option.
Right,
Something's going on over on the chat. I apologize. I am right now trying to get this pattern to look a little bit better. Alright, there we go.
My traffic is at your 11 o'clock, 3 miles, a Cessna 172, 1,400 feet. He's inbound for runway 20.
Okay. Now we're looking 6 Delta Mike. Oh, Tech is checking in, saying hi. Hello, it's going well. Thanks, man. Velcro on the runway, yeah, Al South. Al South is very familiar with my landing, my unique attempts, or my unique approach to landing the 182 Skylane. 6 Delta Mike, we see the traffic.
6 Delta, thank you. Maintain visual separation from the traffic. You can follow that traffic in for runway 20, clear for the option.
Maintain visual separation and follow the traffic in to runway 20, 516 Delta Mike. Alright, Al South. We'll see if I do better this time. Tech, thanks for popping in. You've probably found either the most humorous part of the stream, or maybe the most cringeworthy. Keep the power and ground effect, yeah, and all right. Let me read this as soon as I get myself to a spot where I can. Might have to be on the next downwind, but I appreciate the tips, man. I'm not a pilot, and this is how I learn, is I have people that know what they're talking about, that give me pointers, so I appreciate that. All right, there we go. There's our runway. Boy, I'm high. So part of the issue right here is that I have done a bad job managing my altitude here, which means I'm going to be
left traffic at runway 20.
A little steep, which means I'm going to be a little quick. Let's see how my rollout is. That's not great. Alright, well, let's just bring her down here. We do have calm winds, which is nice. Alright, don't need to be quite so aggressive here, even if I'm a little bit long on this runway. It's nice and long. Let's just see if we can do a better job of setting it down, because we did not at all get to ground effect. Alright, flaps are full. Definitely high.
How you doing down there?
Oops, a little too much flare. I did it again, dang it. I lost energy there, yep. Yeah, bouncer. Alright, we'll try it again. That was not good, but it was better. And I just flared a little too soon. Alright, let's get going again. And I'll get my pointers here and continue to improve. So, Tech, you're going to have to take into account a couple things.
8 Hotel Sierra is
Hotel Sierra, winds come runway 20, clear for the option.
One thing is that
clear to the option. 8 Hotel Sierra.
I'm pretty sketchy anyway as a sim pilot, but the second thing is I've been flying a bush plane in the sim for about the last 2.5 weeks. A tail dragging bush plane in X-plane. So let's just say the transfer of skills is not always what it should be. Alright, so let's see let me get on the downwind. I'm going to read the notes here from Tech. Keep the okay, let's get on the downwind here. hours of watching the M08 videos, I'm not putting those lessons into very good practice here, as you guys can tell. All right. So keep the power in until ground effect. Keep the eyes down the runway. Yep. Has a real nose high attitude compared to the 172. Well, that might be part of the problem because it's the 172 Bush mod that I'm flying in X-plane. All right. Oh, I kind of got too far away from the airfield though. When you're beam the numbers, pull the power up, add the first notch of flaps, begin gradual descent. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. First notch of flaps coming in. Actually didn't quite make it all the way to 1,000, but that's okay. Then you should get a nice, added altitude on final. Yep. All right, so trim it out here, and we're just about ready to make our turn. Oh boy.
Okay, I got to do a couple more circuits.
And 8 Hotel Sierra, make left traffic runway 20, call your midfield.
Left traffic.
Oh, I forgot to call midfield.
8 Hotel Sierra.
And 6 Delta Mike, I apologize. I forgot to call midfield. We're ready to turn left base.
6 Delta Mike, you can make your left base 10 now. Runway 20, clear for the option, one's gone.
Clear for the option 20, 6 Delta Mike. It is a pain to land, but I think once you get into the groove.
Pay attention there, Mr. Melvin Leroy.
Holy cow, dude! I can't even get on my. I've got so much going on. I can't even get on my Discord here to return fire.
All right. We'll do a couple patterns here until I get a couple of good ones. If I get 2 good ones in a row, then I'll be happy.
That's what I'm taking one good one here.
Sierra traffic, sort of 12 o'clock, 3 miles, Cessna 182.
Second notch of flaps.
1,000 feet, heading in for the same runway 20.
I have not been descending like I was supposed to be.
Roger, we have the traffic in sight for 8 Hotel Sierra and we're in midfield.
And oh yeah, kind of overcompensated and actually went
traffic
through.
Is in sight for 8 Hotel Sierra.
My round out. I mean, so doggone it. I have a hard time drawing squares. Drawing rectangles. All right, I'm going way too fast here. Let's.
Traffic's in sight, 8 Hotel Sierra.
Oh, he's just forgetting to.
8 Hotel Sierra, now I'm getting you. Did you report traffic in sight?
Yeah, traffic's in sight, 8 Hotel Sierra.
Oh yeah, thank you. It didn't come through there for a second. 8 Hotel Sierra, maintain visual separation from the traffic. Runway 20, clear for the option.
Alright, we'll maintain visual separation, clear for the option for 20, 8 Hotel Sierra.
Alright, let's see how we do here, guys.
Hitting the wrong button.
Oh yeah, I think that's kind of my problem too, is when I'm trying to talk to one guy, I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm going to leave you muted right now, downwind, sorry. I'm going to do 2 notches of flaps here this time instead of full flaps. Let's see if that
Speaking
makes
of paying attention, I'm hitting the wrong button.
Yeah, see, I'm just getting too much. Oh my, care. That's a little better. A little better. I kind of stair-stepped it down. All right, we're going to try just one more here. So one thing, and I don't know if it's just a flight yoke thing that I need to adjust, but when I am coming in and I'm trying to control the pitch, like it feels like if I just move the yoke a millimeter forward or backwards, it pitches up like 10 feet. So I'm wondering if you guys have that problem. Keep the nose a little higher in the flare out. I don't know if you guys fly. I have a SciTech flight yoke, and I don't know if that's a common problem.
Make your left traffic runway 20, call your midfield.
Make left traffic, call you midfield, 6 Delta Mike. But that's one thing I gotta get figured out, is just, it's like super ultra sensitive. And yeah, and I'm on the trim wheel like crazy, man. And so I don't know, maybe like I say, maybe I just need to go into my my flight control settings and just see if there's a sensitivity that I can turn down just a little bit, because I'm just, like I said, I don't know, it's hard to not move it too much. And then you're nosing up, you're flaring way down the runway. Alright, let's pull the power back here. Get on the downwind. This is going to be it for me, good, bad, or otherwise.
One more for me, brother.
Yep. Yeah, this is it for me, regardless of outcome.
Uh-oh, they haven't been pretty.
Nah, they've gotten a little better each time, so I'm confident I'm gonna butter this this loaf on the way in. 6 Delta Mike's midfield.
6 Delta Mike. Runway 20, clear for the option, winds calm.
Runway 20, and we'll be full stop this time, 6 Delta Mike.
Thanks for that, 6 Delta Mike, runway 20, clear to land.
Well, Tech, man, I appreciate the pointers. I hope you come back, because I'm in these types of planes an awful lot, and so I do appreciate your help. And I think we're ready to make our base turn. The other guys on the stream here, Al South and Downwind Sim, they also do a nice job of giving me those tips and pointers. But I'm here to learn. I'm here to get better. I'm here to just here to have fun and learn a few things. So I appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, I forgot you're doing this in the dark, aren't you?
I am doing it. Yeah, that's right. A firm, which maybe isn't a bad thing. Okay, let's enough talk, enough chit chat.
Yeah, good practice.
Second notch of flaps here on the base. See if we can get about 70. Seems to be the sweet spot for me. See if I can get my trim.
I will tell you that with my VR setup, this is about as close as you can get to really doing.
Yeah, quit trying to sell me on that VR stuff, man. I don't have the machine. I don't have the system to run it, unfortunately. It does look pretty cool, the stuff he has set up. He's got an Oculus, and it's pretty impressive.
I have flashbacks to my instructor always saying, "Did you see those birds on final?" And, what birds?
Alright, full flaps. Get the speed hopefully right here. That was a good
talk about tunnel vision,
good
right?
rollout. Yeah.
Second time in the pattern, it was a little bit more opening.
Keep the eyes down the runway.
8 Hotel Sierra is midfield.
Let the speed, excuse me, let the throttle control.
Alright, cleared to land.
Your
and,
pitch.
We have the traffic. 8 Hotel Sierra.
Let the trim control your speed here, right? There we go. That's better. See if we can actually get to ground effect here. Oh gosh, there's what I'm talking about. That was like a millimeter's worth of adjustment. Let's see if we can do it here. That's what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, well, it is what it is, boys and girls. It just means I'm going to have to get back in this plane again tomorrow and fly some more. I mean, I'm just not where I want to be, so you know, I do have a public Discord. Let me get parked here, Tech, and you can join us.
Make the right turn at Juliet, and you can text to the ramp via hotel.
Right turn Juliet and hotel to the ramp. 6 Delta Mike. I better figure out where I'm at here before I do anything else, though. So Juliet, clean up the flaps, and then he says hotel. I gotta look at my chart here. So
Get that thing off the runway.
yeah, I left a couple of pieces on the runway on that first one, but after that I think we're okay.
Okay, very good.
I'm waiting to see what the maintenance report looks like when I get done here. It might not be pretty. Alright, bringing it on in. Let's park next to some of these other high wings and we'll call it good. Taxi lights can come off. Start the APU. Just kidding. Alright, we're going to park next to these guys here. My wife is there with the car running, nice and warm. Thanks, honey. I have to go inside and get some pie with downwind sim first. Alright, I think that's pretty doggone close.
Hotel Sierra, welcome to Executive. Take Alpha.
Okay, set the brakes. And
Alright, Alpha Hotel to the ramp.
I actually think I might make you.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Cheers for the traffic.
Might make you watch the maintenance report here because it could be.
You're welcome. Appreciate you being here tonight. It's always fun to have somebody in the tower. Brings back good memories.
It could be about half entertaining here. So.
Yeah, not many people jump on Executive these days, but it's a good little airport.
Yeah, it is. I like it. Okay, let's get everything taken care of first here. Fuel is off. Cowl flaps are closed. We will turn off the avionics, and I'm going to lose. Nope, I won't lose it quite yet. Turn the lights all off. We will put the pitot cover on. Tie downs. We do want to put the control locks on. Sorry about that. This is a persistent state aircraft, so what you do or don't do, you have to make sure that you...
Hey, don't think you're going to park in my hangar.
Here he comes. Comes our friend. I wonder how close the scenery matches up. I can see your taxi lights coming in here.
It's pretty good. Should have turned on my stream.
Okay, so let's jump into the maintenance report here and let's see what it tells us here. Okay, it's not really showing any damage to the landing gear or the tires. It does just say that I should have used cam guard in my oil because I've been letting it sit for a long period of time, so I'll take that. I must have the extra strong Bush Kit landing struts on this baby. Okay, I'm gonna close my stream down here, and then I've got a question from Tech. Let me see here. My Discord. Let me go grab that. If I know how to do that, how do I? Here we go. I'm pretty new to Discord, so I apologize if this screws up. Invites. There we go. Invites. Invite code. What's my invite code? Oh, for PD's sake. I tell you what. Let me throw it up here on my. Let me throw it up here on my OBS because I think I have it here. Yeah, there it is. So there's the Discord link. Let me cue the outro music here while I tell you what I've got coming up, and then yeah, come join us over on the Discord. I'm gonna actually be visiting a little bit with Downwind Sim as well. We're gonna debrief some things. from today's flight and moving forward. But just for everybody else coming up, I did update the schedule. Of course, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday is the normal time. We went Thursday this week just because of this event. There was nothing going on Wednesday, so that's why we're here for Tower Thursday. Saturday coming up, Turkey Day in Anchorage. I'm pumped up. I'm going to be back in the DC-8, and that'll be pretty dang cool to be back in that plane. The following Monday, it's been a while since we've done any Moncton Monday, and so with Moncton Monday, of course, we've got to be in the 737-200. Break out the Empress livery, and let's go fly a little bit in Canada. And then that Wednesday, I'm actually going to hop over to Norway. I picked up some X-Plane scenery, and there's the potential, I'm going to keep this one under wraps, but there's a potential new X-Plane aircraft that could be making its debut on our Norwegian Wednesday flight on the 27th. And then on the 30th, which is the following Saturday, we will continue the TriStar historical flights. We're actually going to jump over to the TWA, the Transworld Airlines TriStar. We're going to do the first historical flight in that series of 2, and that'll take us through the rest of November, if you can believe it. So looking forward to connecting with you guys, and appreciate you hanging out. Downwind, Sim, Al South, thanks. ZOA Air Traffic, thanks guys, that was awesome. Appreciate the VFR route through San Francisco, and I appreciate the pattern work here at Sacramento Executive as well. So you guys always do a great job here, and I whenever I have the chance, I like to fly your airspace. And so anyway, thanks again guys, that was amazing. So until next time, that's it for me. I'll be looking for you guys on the TCAS. Take care, God bless.
Your stream's still going. I'm enjoying the groovy music.